In my last Rule the Waves video, I discussed how the game works, how we took the Americans, and how to commit tax fraud. Admiral Hornblow's fleet has started out very well. I have a goodish fleet for the time, but I thought to myself, how can I make it more futuristic, and how can I plan for it? So I made myself a 100-page doctrine booklet which outlined my plans for the future. It needed a catchy name, like every other military organisation, so I assembled the Committee of the Unified Naval Team to think of a catchy name. The end result was the Strategic and Tactical Ambition of the Naval Command, or STANK for short. God damn it. It outlined a new breed of warship, the Dreadnaught battleship and Battlecruiser. They are heavily armoured and heavily gunned ships, with massive guns above 12 inches being proposed on both ships, with the Battlecruiser having less armour and more speed acting as scouts. Now with my document made and given to all of the naval captains, I focused on my new Dreadnaught battleships to show off how powerful the British naval industry is and how technologically advanced we are. My Dreadnaught has 10 times 12-inch quality -1 guns, mostly in wing turrets, as we haven't invented superimposed positions yet, 11.5 inches of belt armour and 2 inches of deck armour, and can now go 90 knots, which is fast for an early Dreadnought. Now, what should I call this ship? My Invincible class Battlecruiser has 8 times 12-inch quality 0 guns, as they have been improved, with speed of 30 knots and 11 inches of belt armour. And with that out of the way and ordered, let's skip to the next war that we fought in. April 1905, and we are at war with Russia. No idea how we aren't at war with Germany?
We must stay focused, brother.
Our first battles took place. A string of minor skirmishes by raiders took place on each other's convoys. Then, I finally caught up to a Russian light cruiser raider, and we fought.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Not gonna lie, it was very anticlimactic, but a win is a win, and I get the first victory of the war. More successful skirmishes from the British followed, but disaster struck as HMS Arethusa, a light cruiser, engaged in battle with a Russian heavy cruiser and sunk. A mistake was made, but I felt confident in total victory. They wanted peace, but I was having none of it. I told my government we would continue and win. Inspired by my speech, they accepted the peace, and we got a bit of Russian land. Alright then. The next couple of years were tense indeed. I nearly went to war with France and Germany at the same time, which would have been bad. And then I made an alliance in the Med with the Austro-Hungarians and Germans. Yeah, I know, right? Don't know how that happened. To safeguard my interest in the North Sea against the French menace, who was slowly catching up to my naval power. However, Austria-Hungary decided that they wanted war with the Italians and roped me in. So to be honest, I was fine with that, as I can test my new Dreadnought and Battlecruiser concept on the Italians. The Battle of Corfu has begun. We had 3 divisions made up of 1 Battlecruiser, 2 pre-Dreadnoughts and 2 Dreadnoughts, whilst the Italian fleet had 2 pre-Dreadnoughts and 1 Dreadnought. My decision to make Battlecruisers really paid off, as the heavily gunned and speedy ships kept the Italian fleet circling back into my slower ships. It was a massacre. We lost no ships whilst the Italians lost all 3 capital ships, 1 armoured cruiser and 4 destroyers. The Italian navy has been dealt a heavy blow, losing its only Dreadnought. To be honest, this war has already been won in a decisive battle. With the Italians asking for peace, I decided that Italy wasn't worth destroying fully, but I did take Eritrea and Sardinia for myself. With war over and my budget reduced, construction on all but 1 Dreadnought was halted, and many ships are over 10 years old. At this point in the game, that's not the end of the world. However, I do have to figure out soon what the fate of the ships will be, whether I refit them or scrap them and build a new class. The interwar years were hard for the Navy. Many of the battleships lying on the slipway were scrapped as they became outdated. Money was always a problem. Even if we did commit tax fraud early on, money was tight and we couldn't reduce the Navy size as we were all over the globe protecting various parts of our empire. We kind of needed a war.
Some new oil rigs over here.
Don't fucking say that.
Did I hear oil?
We now fast forward to 1915, and we are now at war with the USA again. The first major battle was the Battle of Mobile Bay, where 2 of my battlecruisers faced off against 2 American battlecruisers. In a titanic battle, the UK managed to destroy both battlecruisers to losing none of their own, but both battlecruisers would be out of the war for 5 months in dry dock. We suffered a setback at the Battle of Cape Engano, where we lost 2 Dreadnoughts through highly avoidable mistakes, i.e. the AI going at full speed while still actively flooding, increasing the damage the ship took till it sunk. I did sink a pre-Dreadnought and a battlecruiser, but the US took the victory. Third major battle was the First Battle of Penobscot Bay, in which I outnumbered an enemy cruiser division by 4 armoured cruisers to 1, but we managed to trade ships, both losing 1 armoured cruiser each. It was victory for the UK, but we should not have lost that ship. The fourth major battle was the Second Battle of Penobscot Bay, but it really should have been a minor victory, nothing of value was really lost on the American side. The fifth battle was the Battle of Punta Hunter, where the US Dreadnought USS North Carolina was destroyed in a spirited duel with the battlecruiser HMS Inflexible, avenging the loss of the 2 other British dreadnoughts that were sunk earlier in the war. With that, the war is over. We only got minor concessions because the government lied to me, but we kept Puerto Rico, which we invaded earlier in the conflict. However, the war highlighted a few things that the Committee of the Unified Naval Team managed to identify. 1. The effectiveness of the light cruisers in gun duels was underwhelming. 2. Our armoured cruisers are dangerously out of date. 3. Battle cruisers were punching way above their weight. 4. Dreadnoughts continue to provide the best option to the current battle line, but need replacing soon or refitted. And 5. Torpedoes are becoming more deadly. After those findings, I tried to figure out what would be the best for my fleet, but I'll figure that out for my next video.